At Slackers Podcast, we want good times to last. At Slackers Podcast, we don't talk too fast. And if you don't like the way I talk, then you can lick my ass, 'cause I didn't ask. It's my fucking podcast. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Slackers Podcast. This is episode 4.5, Self-Help Edition. It's called Self-Help Edition because I am all alone. It's just me and you and the crickets and frogs. This is episode 4.5 because I did record a Self-Help Edition before that was unfortunately lost. Just like the last episode, I lost the audio. I'm a scrub. I'm a plebeian. I'm brand new at this. So things happen, I guess. Hey, gotta learn how to walk before you can run, right? I think I'm gonna be able to get that audio back for both of them. But until I figure out how to do that, or my schedule opens up, because I hate rooting through computer issues. It's pretty funny for a guy who used to be a computer science student, but it is what it is. I'd like to make everybody aware that the Slackers Podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, Overcast, Pocket Casts, and Radio Public as of today. And I think that Anchor is trying to distribute it to even more things each and every day. So maybe there'll be more in the future. So tell your friends, we're available on most major listening platforms. So that is that. So anyway, I mentioned, it's nighttime again. It's about 10 o'clock at night right now. I mentioned the crickets and the frogs. And, you know, I know there's a lot of bugs out here. There's actually a cicada shell attached to the chair right next to me. And it's not anymore. So that was probably just actually a cicada. Ugh, fucking goddamn it, I hate bugs. But whatever. Some bugs are cool, I guess. But others just creep me the fuck out. 2 nights ago, I was sitting out here in the same exact spot, and I heard something rustling in the trees. And it scared the shit out of me, because it's kind of pitch black out here. And so I got up and shined my light in the tree, and what I saw was this... At first, it made me jump, because if you've ever seen a possum face only, it looks fucking creepy, right? And possums are kind of creepy. They got a bad reputation, I think. But I saw one of them sitting in a fucking tree, just staring me damn down. I'm sitting here like, what the fuck is that? I take some steps back and finally get brave enough to, like... He could have jumped on me, probably, by the time I was done flashing a light in his eyes. Like, I felt like a dick for doing that. And then I saw another one creeping around on a branch behind him, like another branch. I guess it was like his girlfriend or his mate, or probably just his bro. I don't know. Out trying to catch bugs and shit. There's also a hawk that's chilling out here lately on the property. And that's great. I got attacked by a hawk hawk/falcon. I'm not sure which one it was. I didn't really get attacked. It just kind of swooped down kind of close to my head one time. So ever since then, I've had like a personal vendetta against fucking hawk falcons. Speaking of possums and falcons and hawks, one of our poor kittens has disappeared. Her name was Jolie, and she had like a bit of a cow pattern. She was black and white and spotted. She was pretty, but she was like a bitch. Like, she wouldn't let you get close. But we still loved her, you know. And now she's been gone probably for about a week or 2 weeks. And the general consensus is that she was abducted or eaten by a hawk or a possum or a raccoon. So that sucks. It's really fucking sad, actually. But... So I've always wondered about this. Since you say... So like when you're saying a sentence with the word possum in it, you'd be like, I saw a possum the other day. Now, I feel like when you're writing that, or typing that, it's more appropriate to type an opossum instead of a possum or a opossum. just because grammatically, if you're using the indefinite article a or an right before a word with a vowel sound at the start, see, well, that a vowel sound, right? So maybe you should use a. Or maybe the rule is if there's just a vowel there, you use an. So I don't know. I'm going to keep writing an opossum until I die. And someone got a little bit of an attitude with me on Snapchat about how I wrote that. So whatever, man. I don't care. You fucking write a opossum. It's not going to... No skin off my tail, or no fur off my tail. Like possums have nude tails, by the way. But yeah, anyway, after I saw that possum and his girlfriend, I got on a big possum kick and I Googled the shit out of possums. And I learned a lot about them, and I think that they're actually precious creatures now. But hey, that's just me. So. Whoa. I just lit a cigarette. Speaking of cigarettes, I started this program called Kick Butts. That's B-U-T-S. I guess that's how you spell where you talk about cigarette butts or whatever. It's called Kick Butts because I'm about to kick these butts. I'm about to stop smoking this month. I set my end date to the end of August. So, in about 2 weeks' time, I will have smoked my last cigarette. I hope. And now that it's on the podcast, it better damn well be true, because I don't want to catch shit for this later if I keep smoking. But I don't want to wake up every morning and hawk up half a lung or not be able to climb stairs and shit. So I'm going to stop smoking these damn things. But for now, they're still pretty relaxing. And it's just the first day of this program. Basically, this Kick Butts program is just going to send me text messages and bug the shit out of me. And they also send me like 2 free large packages of like Nicorette gum or something. The fuck? I thought that was going to be a burp, but then it ended up being like a half inside the mouth vomit. Ugh, that was gross. I apologize deeply. Let's see. Hi, Andrew. I'm your coach, Julie. We'll start by sending you daily texts to help you prepare for quitting. If you feel unsure, don't worry. I'm here to help. Text me anytime. It's a bot. Or maybe it's not a bot. Maybe it's actually someone named Julie. I'll be like, I want to smoke a cigarette, and she'll be like, don't. so that part of the program's kind of dumb, but I'm expecting like a daily text for that. I really hope that I actually stop smoking. So, if I do, I'll let everybody know. Gross. Sorry for spitting on camera, on microphone. Ooh, our other cat, Cracker, she's so fucking sweet. She's the smallest one. She is a black cat who has one white toe. And so her full name is Cracker Toe. Because she's got one white toe, but other than that, she's black. So, Cracker Toe. So, she's Cracker. She was so sweet earlier. I was like leaning down, scratching my leg, and then I feel something furry just touch my hand. I fucking jumps, because I was thinking about the possums and the raccoons and shit. And come to find out it was just good old Cracker. And then she mewed at me real soft. She's really talkative sometimes, and other times she's just not. But she has such a soft meow, and she uses it. I don't know. It was cute as fuck. And then she just put her little paws up on my thigh, because I'm sitting in a chair. And she kept meowing. Because she doesn't like to jump up in my lap on her own, because I don't like the claws, and I think I yelled at her one time. Or I just yelled because it hurt. So she sits there and waits for me to pick her up and put her in my lap. So I did, and then she wouldn't let me start recording this podcast for like 20 whole minutes. Because she was just so damn sweet, and I didn't want her to run away, so I kept talking to her. Alright, and that's a beer. Oh, so Cracker, actually, whenever all these kittens were being born, sorry again, most of the kittens were born normally. And then the mother licked off the, amniotic sac. And they were all fine, except she just, like, totally disregarded Cracker's amniotic sac and just left her lying on the porch inside the sack. And my mom came outside and saw a little weird looking sack, like that they come in. And she saw it was breathing, like it was breathing a little bit. So she got her out of the sack and kept her alive. And Cracker's also the runt, too. So, yeah. So Cracker's a little badass, and she's a miracle child of the whole group. And she's awesome. She's, I think, my favorite one at this point. But I had other favorites. There were a ton of kittens, and now we're down to 2. Because the rest of them were given away or, well, sadly, about Jolie. That sucks. Anyway, let me take a sip of this damn beer. Ooh. Let me take a bigger one. Ooh, swallowed a lot of air. That hurts. Fuck. Now that feels better. Well, I'm not going back to college this semester. I guess I'm just taking an extra semester off right now. I gotta work and I gotta make some cash. So, that's that. Truck is still broke down, so waiting to get that fixed, and I believe that something is going to happen on Sunday coming up with that truck, and after it gets fixed, I suppose I'm going to sell it. Every Chevrolet I've ever had has broken down on me. I don't know why. I never claimed to be a Ford guy or a Chevy guy, but I think I might avoid the Chevrolets if I can from now on. Sucks, I just finished paying off the damn tires on it, so maybe I can get those off of there before we get rid of the damn thing. So I'm driving this 2000 Chevy Venture minivan now that a bunch of, some drywall workers were using it as like a job van where they would drive around to different houses they had to do drywall in. So there's no seats in the back, the seats are just gone, except for in the front. So that's cool, it's roomy in there. I guess I could live in it. And I just bought car window marker, paint markers, and I'm gonna start advertising the fuck out of this podcast, dude. I've got flyers made up. I'm gonna put them around places around Dixon, and they've got QR codes on them and a small description with an explicit content warning. And I've also got the car window paint, and I'm just gonna basically try to draw the logo on my windows. Maybe not the back one, or maybe even the back one, because I feel like most people drive behind you, right? They don't really look at cars from the side too often, so I'm gonna put it on all 3 sides. So that's exciting. And Marshalls are still cool. Just did some sales floor shit today. I picked up an extra shift this coming Saturday, so I'm going to be there an extra day this week. And the door dashing is going really well, as long as this Chevrolet that I'm driving doesn't break down. I really hope that the truck actually just gets fixed and I don't have to sell it. That would be best, because I love my little truck so damn much. Anyway, I want to talk to you all about what is on my TV. And lately I have been watching like murder documentaries. I just finished watching The Keepers on Netflix, and that is a documentary about he was a priest. His name is Father Maskell, and he was a fucking bona fide ass creep, and it was in a Catholic school, and he was the guidance counselor type guy, and he would just abuse the girls in his office. And the Catholic Church in the area just, totally denied that it was happening. And anyways, these women, years and years and years later, came out and finally tried to expose him. And then I guess he died, a while ago. So he never even got in trouble for it. But also, this dude killed this woman named Kathy, Sister Kathy, a nun, because she was onto him. Or at least, that's the idea. So he abused all these girls, and then one of the other teachers in the school was a nun that all the students loved, and she kind of caught on to what was happening, and so he fucking killed her. He fucking killed her. I think he did. I mean, there's no solid-ass proof that he really did kill her, and there's really no solid proof that he abused these girls anyway, but there were a lot of girls, and they were all backing each other up, so I believe that guy's a fucking asshole creep. And I just started watching Making a Murderer. I'm not really paying attention to that one too much. It's just kind of background noise for me, so I don't even really know what the story is in that one. But I like scenes of courtrooms, and I like documentaries in general, especially crime ones. And I finished watching all of Better Call Saul, like, not the most recent season that's actually out, just like the second to the last season is up on Netflix. So I finished watching that. I'm air quotes caught up. When that show first came out, I made it a point to actually sit down and watch cable TV on the day it came on for the first 2 seasons. For 2 years, I would sit down and make sure to watch that show on time. And then, like, college started happening, so I just, like, fell way back on it. But fuck, that's a great-ass show. I really love Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad's my second favorite show. Dexter is definitely my number 1 favorite show. But right behind that is Breaking Bad. And then after that, it's a toss-up, man. But I really, really enjoy Better Call Saul. And I'm glad. I can't wait until they put the next season up on it. Because I know the newest season isn't going to come out until, like, January or February. So, might be able to catch that on cable this time. Because I just love the hell out of that show. And the last movie I watched in its full entirety was Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler. And I gotta say, I really enjoyed it. That was a fucking good movie. And everyone says it's so stressful, and it's like high anxiety and all that. That's like the main thing people say about it. And it's fucking true. Fuck, I loved that. I loved the character. Adam Sandler did not disappoint at all. His character is goddamn ridiculous in that movie, and he kills it. He's even got a little bit of an accent going on in it, and he just did so well. Very well executed. Great movie. Go watch Uncut Gems. Because if you don't like Adam Sandler, it might not make you like Adam Sandler, but it'll at least make you admit that he's not just a one-note, shitty comedy movie kind of guy. And Idina Menzel, or is that her name? The Frozen girl, Let It Go, Let It Go. She plays his wife in that movie, and they hate each other. And she plays a good bitch, I'll tell you that. And God, she's beautiful too. So, great movie. What else is on my TV? Well, video games. I do play a fair amount of those. I recently started a Halo 2 playthrough on the Master Chief Collection. I'm on Xbox. I'm an Xbox guy. But you knew that already. So I started playing Halo 2, but I'm doing it with a twist. And it is the most difficult way to play Halo that is on the highest difficulty, Legendary, with all of the skulls on. And what the skulls are little modifiers that make the game harder. So, and you can turn them on and off before you start a mission. So when play on the most difficult setting with all of the difficulty modifiers turned on. And it is fucking impossible. It is, so Halo 2 is widely known to have the most difficult single player, or really just the campaign. It has the most difficult campaign of all the Halo games. And part of the reason for that is because Halo 2's development was slightly rushed. It's still a masterpiece. So I guess Bungie, back when that game was made, didn't have time to really make the campaign like more fair. So I've gotten through 2 missions on the Lasso run. That Lasso standing for Legendary All Skulls On Lasso. I've gotten through 2 missions, but dude, like, it took hours and hours and so much stress, and it wasn't even fun. It wasn't even fun to do. So I'm gonna have to find the way to find enjoyment in that if I'm gonna keep fucking playing that. But I've also been playing Dishonored, the first one. Now, I really, really loved that fucking game whenever it first came out. I think I pre-ordered it back then. I've since lost the physical copy. I probably sold it back to GameStop, which is something I don't do anymore, by the way. If I buy a physical copy of a game, it's because I really want to keep that forever. So I generally just do the digital thing for other shit, and then I can't return them anyway, which is fine by me, because as far as I'm concerned, I want to have a very large library of video games, because it's something that, like, you know, I'm actually passionate about. Hey, it's a hobby, right? It is a hobby. It's a way to relax, you know? There's some people really shit on people who play video games. But anyway, I'm on a tangent. I'm playing Dishonored on the highest difficulty, and I'm trying to do it. And now, Dishonored is a stealth game. It's set in a world where the, like, industrial revolution is just happening, and everything is powered by whale oil. And it's very steampunky, and, like, it's just got a really, really cool art style and vibe to it. It's like if Pirates of the Caribbean had a baby with Assassin's Creed. I don't know. But it's fucking cool. So I'm playing it on the hardest difficulty, but I'm doing it with a twist too. So it's a pretty short game. I'm almost done with... So I'm trying to get an achievement called Mostly Flesh and Steel, which means you don't buy superpowers. And one of the big things about the game is that you have these cool superpowers that help you sneak better. So you just go through and, like, sword fight everybody and not be sneaky instead of being sneaky like you're supposed to. And then I'm going to do another playthrough of the campaign where I cannot be seen and I can't kill anyone either. So that's going to be fun, because then I can actually have the powers and actually sneak and not even be seen by anybody. So that's pretty cool. And I have a show note here about Animal Crossing. I haven't played that in probably about 3 damn weeks. I turned it on once, like, last week, and I only played it for, like, 20 minutes. I guess I just lost interest in it. I did everything I wanted to do. My island looks how I want it to look. I mean, I bet I'm probably going to get back into it, like, if a really cool update comes out. And I really hate missing out on, like, the seasonal furniture items that I don't think are going to make returns and shit. And I still got, like, stuff to collect, like bugs and fish, so I might get back into that shit, like, one day. And, ooh, I heard about... So Zelda is my favorite, like, game franchise. I love Zelda games. Like, when a Zelda game is bad, it's still better than all other games, just because it's a Zelda game for me. Like, I really fucking like Zelda. They're on a next level for me, above all other games. It's a weird thing about me. I'm a fanboy. I'm absolutely a Zelda fanboy. And I heard that Skyward Sword, this was the one that came out on the Wii, that actually had one-to-one motion controls with the sword. So if you tilted your controller, like, to the left, then Link, the character, would hold his sword and, like, lean it to the left just as far as you did. And so you had full control over exactly where that sword went, more or less. I really liked that game. It was fun when it first came out on the Wii. But apparently they're porting it to the Nintendo Switch. And I don't know if it's still going to have motion controls, or if you can play it without motion controls, because that was, like, the integral part of that game, is you had to slice things in diagonals in certain directions, or you had to, like, move your sword in a circle, and you actually had to track shit with the motion controller. So it's probably not going to be a game that you can play in handheld mode. But if it is, I would absolutely shit a brick, because it has one of my favorite art styles in the whole series. Like, Wind Waker, Breath of the Wild, Skyward Sword are my 3 favorite art styles. That is not my 3 favorite Zelda games. Except Wind Waker is my favorite Zelda game. So, I think maybe my second favorite Zelda game is Majora's Mask. But I digress again. So I don't really have a whole lot for this episode here. Being as it's self-help edition, I really don't have, guests to bounce shit off of and like have funny conversations and funny stories. But I really, really hope that you do enjoy listening to just me by myself. Because I think that this I'm going to do solo episodes whenever I can't get guests, or, maybe I'll be stuck here because my car fucking broke down again. But yeah, so I got to take this photo. I'm going to take a photo of the screen, and I'm going to post it on Insta later, maybe tomorrow. So let me get that ready. Oh, might I also say that you look absolutely beautiful today, or handsome men. You look great. You really do. Let me make sure I get the beer in there too. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, looks great. Looks great. I really got to say that doing this podcast has been absolutely wonderful for me. Even though I have a low amount of episodes out, it's just like figuring out the kinks is really fun for me. Like what works, what doesn't work, like how to edit audio, looking up like, oh, I might get this microphone one day, or like I know one that I'm definitely going to get. It is a blue, it's not the Yeti, it's like the Yeti Mini or some shit like that, but I like it better. I think it looks cooler, and with the scale of this show right now, for $100, like, can't really go wrong, right? So I really enjoy doing this, and I really hope that everyone who listens enjoys it too. I also want to mention that offer from the last episode where, okay, if you subscribe to this podcast on your listening platform of choice, and unsubscribe from me, and resubscribe again, and you take screenshots of all three, and you send them to my email address, the very, very first person who does that is going to get, I believe it was a $10 Taco Bell gift card. And then if you do it, you'll be thrown into a drawing. Let's put it that way. The first person's definitely getting it, and then every 10 people who do it, I'll pick I'll pick a random person out of the next 10 groups, and I'm going to do that 10 times. So that is 11 chances to get a $10 Taco Bell gift card from me, Andrew, at the Slackers Podcast. Now, let me repeat. That is subscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe, and send me an email with proof. And then you'll get thrown into the mix. And if you're the very first person to do it, then you get a $10 gift card to Taco Bell, and every 10 people, I'll be drawing a random person from that set of 10 to get it. I think that's the most fair way to do it. But also, if you have a suggestion about how to actually do that, by all means, send me an email for that too. And the email is in the description now, instead of me just yelling it at you. And I think I'm also going to start putting a link to the Facebook page and the Instagram page in the description also. That's pretty much the state of the podcast. I can tell you some things I got coming up. I've actually got this interesting list of topics I want to have with guests in the future. This is stuff that I wouldn't do on my own. So we did norm jokes last time with Matt. So we're going to do norm jokes again. Maybe not every time, because we're definitely going to get repeats, right? But, maybe some guest one day, never heard of Norm Macdonald or norm jokes. Now, I will admit some of those jokes fall flat, but we're going to do that again. And so the Nickelback Wikipedia page has a storied history with being vandalized. They'll just say funny shit on the Wikipedia page, like blaming them for World War II and shit. And so it'll be fun to go through that list with a guest one day. And I saw a stupid-ass kid, recently. How kids can be, stupid or funny or cute or, creepy even sometimes. I just want to talk about, cute, stupid, funny, creepy kid stories. I want to talk about hot sauce stories, because some people are, obsessed with fucking hot sauce. That whole show, Hot Ones. It's actually on TV now, by the way. I thought it was just on YouTube. but it's on fucking TV. That's crazy. But everyone likes hot sauce, and everyone's got a story about when they ate hot sauce that they should not have eaten. So, or, some kind of hot sauce story. So we're going to fucking figure that one out. We're going to have more hypothetical situations. I want to talk about actors. Like, in particular, this is a short list of people I want to talk about. Is Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, baby. Mark fucking Wahlberg. I want to talk about Christopher Walken, Ben Affleck, and, of course, his boyfriend, Matt Damon. Shit like that. I want to talk about comedians. I want to talk about movies like Caddyshack, which is just such a funny-ass movie. Uncut Gems, of course, because I was just raving about it. And like shit like Godzilla or like big blockbuster movies. I know we haven't been able to go to the movies in like, what's it been, 4 years now because of Corona? But yeah, that's pretty much the state of the podcast. I've got a few guests coming on soon, like my best friend Brennan, my cousin Quentin, Andy from episode 2, and another guy from work named Danny, or from Walmart, not from work now. This woke-ass dude named Asante from college, my brother Justin, and my other best friend, my first best friend, really, Weston. And I think that they've all got interesting things to say, and I've got them, they have committed. We just don't have plans with everybody yet. So that should happen soon. But like I said, that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. Just a little check-in, Slackers Podcast Self-Help Edition. Oh man, I don't know if you can hear that loud-ass car. Well, someone put a lot of work into that one, didn't they? Anyways, thank you guys ever so much for listening. I'd like to shout out my non-existent sponsors. Please, Four Loko, sponsor my podcast and make me rich. Also, shout out to the Flask Cap, shout out to the Cash App, and shout out to the Ass Flaps. So, thank everybody so damn much for listening to this damn podcast. One day we're going to hit it big, baby, and I want you to be along for the ride, Anyways, thanks again. Thanks, a million thanks. And you're beautiful, and I hope you have a wonderful day, night, evening, afternoon, morning. Bye-bye.